That's a threat. All right, Chris, you're here. So, all right, this is Madeline Con. This is our version of a Comic-Con where we don't have to pay for parking.
I didn't get my fancy hair for tonight, though. I apologize.
You've got fancy hair, I'll tell you right now.
I have hair. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh. This is a podcast.
You?
I apologize.
How dare you? So we have a full lineup today. We're going to do Chris is back up here to talk about something, which we'll talk about in a second. After that, we have Blair and Mark, and we're going to talk about Professional Geek. We just talked about Comic Roast. We also have, who else do we have? We have Tom Bacon here, and I don't think Steph will get up here, but maybe after she sees how nice this is. Rich Perez is coming in. He's going to be talking about a Kickstarter and Tango Comics. I can't read your writing.
Brian,
that's
Scott,
guys.
yes.
Yeah.
More talking.
And Alfie and Sean are going to be here. We're going to talk about, there's a Star Wars reality show that Sean is on.
Oh, wow.
And it's so cool. And they do the Mandalorian
mashups.
Every time. Mandalorian mashups.
The worst.
So we'll talk about that, and we'll talk all Star Wars later in the day. So there we go.
Are we going to have a big fight because we do have a 501st guy here? There's going to be a big shootout or something?
No, I think they'll love each other.
They might, yes.
Unless they try to turn his stormtrooper into Hello Kitty or something.
Maybe.
Because that's how they roll.
Yes, they do.
So Chris.
Yes.
This one's different. We're not doing an interview.
We're talking.
About
our pet project.
Yeah. So why don't you tell them what we're doing?
Okay, so we...
It started with Kathleen.
Where we came up kind of like with... We wanted to have an idea about a page where we could just post geek stuff. And I guess we didn't really know what to do with it. We called it Geeking Out. And what we originally started is Friday nights here at the Blue Box Cafe, we're going to be Geeking Out night. Come in, play some games, play an RPG, or come in, play Settlers of Catan, do all that stuff. And it really didn't go anywhere. So Rob and I kind of had this idea, mostly Rob, of hijacking the page that we had for Facebook.
That's how I roll.
And turning it into something more, which we have turned into a review, kind of all things geek, kind of just roll with it. So that's what we're doing right now.
So, yeah, really what we did in the beginning was Chris showed it to me, and he kept saying, we should really do something with this. And
translating, I have no idea what to do. Come up with something.
And the way I work is my brain said, okay, let me go focus on it for a couple of minutes. And
4.
Yeah, it was about it. And we just said, all right, we're going to start taking, anytime we see a geek event that we don't see on Geeks A Go-Go.
Correct.
Because we love those guys, and they do something similar. We started taking events that they didn't have and putting them on here. And we were picking things like signings at comic book stores.
Right.
Oh, man. Dan Klaus was in town at Quimby's.
Yes.
It was unannounced. He was in for a wedding. I happened to be in Quimby's, and they had a handwritten sign-up that said, holy cow, Dan Klaus is coming in tomorrow. Okay? I'm a huge Dan Klaus fan.
Yes.
So I said, do you guys mind if we post this? I said, please. There has been no advertising. And he was in town for a wedding, and he said, I'll come in and sign some copies of Patience, his at that time his newest book, which was great, by the way. And did you read it? No. It's so good. And it's not what you think when you start it. You get about halfway through, and you're like, oh, my God, it's the best thing ever. Anyway. We put it on there, and for us, that was a big success to us. We were like, this is cool. And, of course, Monica and Bill from Geeks A Go-Go were like, immediately liking it, going, this is really cool. You guys always get different stuff. And we started kind of crossing over with them and sharing things. And we just are always looking for these events. Well, then we realized we're getting some good traction with this. People are digging it. It needs to evolve.
Yes.
So I wrote to Chris. I had this idea we need reviews. So I wrote to Chris and I go, hey, Chris, how do you like the idea of putting reviews on here? Before he answered, I put out a thing that said, hey, we need reviewers. Then Chris writes back, he's like, yeah, I saw your post. Yeah, go ahead. And we got a bunch of people that said they wanted to do it. We sent the first ones, we sent David, who we've never met in person.
No.
We sent him to a couple of plays. He went and saw Princess of Mars, which we ended up seeing afterwards, and it was Amazing. It was by Otherworld Theater. Amazing. Then he went and saw Woman in Black from Wild Claw.
Yeah.
Once again, totally geeky. It was so good. We went and saw that. We saw it closing night, but it gave us a look into this. Like, nobody is really reviewing these this way.
And especially geeky stuff, because people kind of go,
right.
And it's a good place for it. So.
And what was cool for us is both theaters started promoting our reviews. Like putting our things on their posts and saying, like, Geeking Out says this is a 10 out of 10 and all that. We're like, this is pretty cool. So we expanded on it. We've started adding more reviews. Mm-hmm. We decided, hey, if somebody goes to and this is for anybody, if you want to write for it, just let us know. Opening night, Guardians. Ken went and saw Guardians opening night. He wrote a review, got it to us the next morning. It was a great review. We loved reading it. We posted it. Chris reviewed Wizard World.
Yes.
We review restaurants if they're geeky. We review anything. It's like a clearinghouse for it. And actually, we're at an evolution point with this again because we're going to. Yeah, it is. Like every 2 days, we're like, oh man, we got to make
add this. Right.
So we're gonna actually make it into a blog. Well, and Brian contacted me. He went to Tabletop Day.
Yep.
And he's like, would you want a review of this? And he wrote this awesome review. We're like, yes, do that. The one thing I can't get anybody to review is this.
We've asked 4 people to do it, and they're like, oh, we're not coming today. It's like, what?
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yes.
And then...
Because if we wrote a review, we'd be great.
No, it wouldn't.
Yeah.
It would be, what is with that guy that never stops talking and the guy with the hair? And you'd be like, my hair?
What? Rob, they're talking about
Rob's the one
they're talking about you with the hair. So,
yeah, right.
I think it's kind of cool that we have a place for it. And obviously, we just kind of started out and are throwing stuff up there. But I know in your head and in my head, we're already envisioning like different categories and different listings. And I think it could be something that's cool.
Well, it is.
So.
I love to read it. You know what? You know what we need?
And sorry, folks, we're brainstorming right now. So.
Well, no, we have a room full of very smart people, okay, and Scott, and we're going to
press pass down.
What we need? Oh, press pass down. All right,
I'll get that later.
What we need is a calendar.
Yes.
So that when we're putting all these things on, not a Facebook calendar, but a calendar, something, and I don't know how to do it. But we need that. So when we find these cool events on Facebook, we can import them or export them to a calendar.
Right.
And start making something that people can just access. And I don't need anything elaborate, but I think that's a point we really need. Don't you?
I do too, yeah. But especially about things coming up that we can talk about, or like if we review a show and say, Iliara, that Martha reviewed, right?
No, this guy Jacob reviewed it. What a great review.
It was a great review, and I did not...
It was last night they saw the show.
Put it on there.
It's tonight and tomorrow, and the show is so good, and they didn't sell out or anything. And we're like, he wrote this review, and he's like, it's so good. Martha and Molly saw it, and they said they're like, it was a crime that it wasn't full.
But so it's our friends from Otherworld Theater that are doing it through Edge, and
in conjunction with Edge.
We would be able to, if we could promote it, I think that would be great, and to get that going.
We've got other ones too, like. There's so many geeky shows that I didn't even know were out there. We just missed Smokey and the Bandit the musical. We didn't get that reviewed. And they'll give us free tickets. Who doesn't want to see Smokey and the Bandit the musical? I mean, seriously. There's one called Strangest Things or something. It got excellent reviews, and they're like writing us every day. Are you going to get somebody out to review us?
Yeah.
Yes.
What was that?
If you want a review, talk to me because you get free tickets.
This will be bad. The D&D one we went to, the
Tiz. Yeah, they just started season 3 of D&D Improv Show.
It's fantastic. You guys got to check it out.
There's a guy dressed like a gnome who's an alcoholic in it.
A drunk gnome. Yes, he's fantastic. But it's
the highlight
cool.
though was Kaylee, the demon woman.
Yeah.
She's killing me.
She was good.
Killing me.
No, it was a lot of fun. So I mean,
that's what we need.
I think it's number one. I don't think if you guys obviously are geeky because you're here. There's a ton of geeky stuff out there to see. You just got to find it, and finding it is the hard part. I mean, I'll say from my experience, I have people come into this restaurant every single day. I didn't know you were here. I'm the biggest Doctor Who fan. I live 5 miles away. Why didn't I know about Blue Box, because it's hard to get the word out. You can't get it out to everyone, but a lot of these endeavors have zero marketing budget, and so if we can help in any way to get that out there, because we happen to have a lot of followers, I think that's awesome. And not that we are the only ones, but we have connections to a lot of people that have a lot of followers.
We're working with Geeks A Go-Go too,
right?
And see, they really focus on like tabletop and cosplay,
right?
Which is great. They do some really great. They do a lot of like review type things, and they're really excellent.
Awesome, yes.
Working in conjunction with them, I think it's been a really interesting, cool, geeky.
Right. Well, they're the focused
hub.
geeks that do things. I hate to say not with thought and with that, and we're the guys that let's do this. Let's do. We're
all over the board.
We're the cats with the laser light going. Oh, here. So, and that's a good thing.
Yeah. In fact, I was doing that today. I saw they're doing the Zelda Symphony is coming again.
Yes.
I gotta go to that. I gotta go to that. They're doing what is it, Twilight Princess or something live with a full symphony. I mean, who doesn't want to see that?
Well, when they do Star Wars with the CSO, or they do it at Ravinia.
You don't want to see it?
I had a question.
Oh,
yes, ma'am.
An idea.
Okay.
Somebody blow the smoke. I'm kidding. What?
Theater is what I agree with that. People more but have you thought about books that are not comic books, that are having to do,
Have we thought about putting reviews of books?
but not comic books per se?
Right.
It doesn't have to be
books
comic book.
Books out there
that have words.
books
Yes.
that are not necessarily comic books.
Yes.
Right.
Have we thought of that? Yes. Who's going to review them? Okay.
Then
Deb, you're on.
I have one right here that I have to come by
Please.
circumstance.
I'll tell you, I'm telling everybody on the internet, I'm telling everybody in the room, 200 to 300 words. That's what I want. Unless you're Brian and
or me.
7,000 to roughly 19,000 words about one game.
here's the game from beginning to end and all the cheats. Wait, this game is
Here's
great.
a walkthrough of a game that you cannot walk through. The Sheriff of Nottingham in 17 pages.
Yes.
Yep, I got Scott on that one. So, what? Okay, let's do that. Let's do that. You're smart people. What do you think this page should have? What would you like to see on a page like this? Mark, you're thinking. I can tell. Always thinking. Anybody have any ideas? I mean, like book reviews. Like reviews are always good, as long as they're geeky. We love it.
So you're not saying to do the joy of cooking?
No, unless it's the joy of cooking Game of
Ewoks?
Thrones.
The joy of cooking
Because
Ewoks?
there's your friend does the Game of Thrones cookbook.
Rachel, is it Rachel Overland? Oslin. I was close.
Yeah,
I was closer than Rob. I'm sorry.
We should totally review that.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Blair.
So we need a calendar. We need reviews of books and Rachel's cookbooks. What else do we need?
I know there's a lot of science fiction shows that are out there, and there's so many science fiction shows.
Well,
So you mean now? There's a question that actually is a question. So you just mentioned TV shows. You mentioned go with The Expanse, let's say. As somebody who's a reader, would you guys want to read like a review we watched 3 episodes and here's what we think? Would you rather read after the season is done and put on Netflix and you go, here we binged it, here's what we think, here's 200 words? Would you prefer the short review or the long-term review? Because I don't want to do review of a show like episode 2, episode 3, episode 4. Boring. There are other places you can do that. There are other places that do that effectively. But do you guys think we should do 1, 2, 3, you're out, or wait until the season's over?
I'm going to contend doesn't matter if that's somebody's thing and they want to review it. Why should we stop them? But then why shouldn't we also do it the other way too?
So in other words, let's take it all. I agree.
Because
we need 17 more blogs.
Here, this is a good thing. Go ahead before I wail on him.
You do both.
If it's on network TV, mine usually does the episode by episode. But anything on Netflix or Prime, we do the whole season.
Because there's not 5 million shows. Or
Blair,
movies
would you
out
like
there
to read weekly episode, or would you prefer it to be at the end, or would you prefer we watched 3 episodes? Here's what I
Hold
think.
on. Are you asking
or
the
should we
binge,
not worry about it?
The binge lady? I'm sorry. Yes.
Well, I know, but I'm just asking what she thinks because I know
Right.
Blair has thoughts.
I personally like the that's because like I'm a fan builder.
Okay.
Well, does it depend on how it's released? Because Game of Thrones is every week, where Sense8 is 12 episodes in one shot. It's kind of hard to do a review on a show that everybody in the world can watch all of Jessica Jones. Say,
frankly,
I'm
I
going to
don't-
do Jessica Jones episode 1, where half of your audience has seen the ending and they're like, I hate that. So,
Right.
Not hate that, but you know what I'm saying. I'm already done with this series.
So do you like that we put movie reviews? What, did you have another
I
question?
like that, sir.
I couldn't tell. Oh, another idea.
A lot of these movies that were made today, PC and comics out
Yeah.
are based on books.
Yes.
So
If you say we would need book reviews again, Debbie, I swear.
Book
Yes.
reviews
I'm
to
hearing you
movie
out.
reviews.
It's hard for me. I have ADD. Okay.
books versus movie.
Oh, a book versus movie review.
You do have a person who would like to read like Handmaid's Tale. The Handmaid's Tale is a book.
Yes. And it's also this, and it was a movie too.
Right. So you can look at
Can I just say all 3 of them are creepy?
well yeah.
They're awesome.
But you know you can
Are they creepier than you?
No.
then binge the Netflix series when it's done, and then combine the two and say, okay, I like this one, pros and cons of reading the book,
I like that.
pros and cons of watching the Netflix series.
You know, the other idea that I had that I can't execute, so I'm going to throw this out there if anyone wants to take it. I stole it. Everything's stolen, right? Hey, stop it, Steph. It's stolen. Well, it's because there
Quit
was a-
tweeting about this great idea you just had.
No, a
gonna
website
do this
did
website.
this, but it was very specific, and I thought I loved the idea. I read every one they did. They did like 5 of them, and then I never saw it again. Theirs was specific to horror movies, but I liked what they did. What the writer had done was he found where things were filmed, and he went and he shot like a couple of pictures that were like right out of the movie. Like if Rediscover Records was shot in a movie with the 2 characters standing here, but you could see it in the background, they stood in the same spot and shot a picture, so you could see kind of what it looked like now.
Wow.
But then they wrote about like this was my, Nightmare on Elm Street adventure, and they just went around the town and found like 5 or 6 key spots, and I loved that. I loved that, and I thought that would be a really cool like article. That's where we're getting more into articles rather than reviews. But I would like to see that happen. Do you guys think articles are a good way to go, or do you think it's like no, just shut up and do reviews, or just shut up and post events? Shut up on everything. Okay, I got it.
Everything has a possibility. You're never going to be followed, not going to be followed until you put it out there and see what people.
Thank you for saying that, Deb, because that's exactly how we think. We put everything out there. We think there's something for everybody.
Right, you may have a person who likes it, one or two with it. Me, when it comes to a movie, that's going to be made from my process is I read the book before I see the movie. That is my process.
I've got another question. I have the same process when I can. I have another question.
Which, what?
What?
Nothing. I was going to insult you, but I'm not going to.
Too late. I have another question. So, right now it's a Facebook group, and we're putting these events on. As a consumer of this, do you like the idea that we basically put up a web page that has all this stuff, has a blog that has all this stuff, and then we really just keep the events to the Facebook page, and then maybe blurbs that take you back to the web page? Or are you like, no, keep it on Facebook, I want 200 words and I'm out? What do you guys think? I want an answer right now. Have like a web page, so you can read a little blurb and be like, I'm interested in this. Click on it and then read. Then Brian can really go to town and write a whole thing.
This is Brian's
Yes?
section.
Oh, this is unexpected. What about Mike? You were late. You missed everything.
So
What
what's
do
your
you guys
thoughts?
think? Web page? You like the Facebook group?
I don't like the movie anymore. I just want it all there.
You just want it
You're
there.
such a millennial, Blair.
You know what? But you know what, Blair? This is
in a great way. I think
This is
that's
truly
awesome.
what
So-
I'm wrestling with, because I agree. I agree. That's why I like our reviews being like 200 words, because I read it, I'm out.
Right.
If I click on something,
But-
it takes me someplace else. But
You
from
need
a
both,
marketing
though. I think you need
standpoint,
both.
that is the worst.
Right.
Because we can't make any money if you don't click on something and go to something and have us go, ooh, we
Yeah,
got clicks.
Blair. No, I'm teasing.
But seriously, like everything we do is designed around us not making money. And I think we could actually make a little money by doing it this way.
Hold on. 3 years, he finally gets it. Finally!
Speaking of which, we have a donation box over there that's very lonely. Holy cow.
Wow, 3 years. Good job. No, I'm teasing you.
So, all right. So, what do you think? Do you think we should do the webpage? I think you're right. I think you're both right. That's what really sucks about this.
Well, no, because here it is. I think everybody is right, but I think everybody has a different way that they do it. It's not just I only want Facebook. It's not just I only want Twitter. It's not just I only want Instagram. You need to have that meld of all of them, and whatever your customer wants, you need to provide that, whatever that little comfort level for them
What
is.
if, wait a minute, I may have solved it. It's more work for somebody. What if we do the condensed review thing of the 200 words, and then if you would like, where they can get the complete 200 words, if you'd like to read more, click to go to the blog. Then if it's somebody like you might say, you know what, I'm going to subscribe to the RSS feed for the blog because I'm going to get these nice full articles. But if it's you and I, we can just flip through Facebook.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. You give that,
But the calendar would have to be on the website. What?
I like that because you give them the option, or if they're in a hurry to look something up and say, okay, this is this, that's Facebook.
Yeah.
Or if you have more time, oh, I want to look into this more, this interests me.
Yeah.
They can click over.
I feel like we
call that clickbait in Facebook.
I feel like we
land.
just had a meeting for Geeking Out.
We did
with a
everybody.
board
With 1,000 people. That's
that
okay.
is now bored. I think that's awesome. Thank you, guys.
Yes, thank you. Good job.
Are you all subscribers to Geeking Out? Oh, calling you
yeah.
out. Now's
No.
the time. Get on that thing. Yeah, actually, it's on Facebook. I should promo it. You guys. It's Geek N, the letter, I almost said the number, the letter N, out group. If you type in Geek N out group, it goes there. So that'll take you right to it. It's got Batgirl on the top. Yes, it does. It's not Batgirl of Burnside, but it's from the Batgirl of Burnside comic. So those of you that care about that, which I do, take that.
Yes.
All right, are we
That's all
done?
right. I'm done. We're done.
Did we have
We're
anything?
done.
Any other things you wanted to address while we were?
No, I think it's good. I think it's just like anything else, it evolves. I mean, and not to compare it, but like the Nerdist that Chris Hartwig did, he did a website because he's a nerd and wanted to do stuff, and look what that kind of has become over the
Yeah, well,
the
we
years.
started a
And
podcast
I
network
mean,
that
look
way.
at what's becoming, what you guys have become, where you start out doing one like little show, and all of a sudden, hey, we have 14 channels with 27 things, and I have not enough time in the day to do all of them, but that's great. It's a cool process, and I think that's neat.
Well,
that we're
I
doing
think this is its own thing. I think that we
Yes.
I think it's cool. I like it. So
I do too.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
That was awesome. All right, we're going to move on. Thank you, Chris. Oh, Chris Mao, Blue Box Cafe, give your social media. Now you're going to
Great.
soil another one?
I am going to soil another one. You can be found at www.theblueboxcafe.com or Blue Box Cafe or Blue Box Cafe 176 on different social medias.
All right. Awesome. Thank you, Chris. Let's hear it for him. Whenever you want to be.